YouTube, what up? We got one more reaction before we go to bed. And we gotta work in the fucking morning. No, look though, we got one more reaction though. Before we go to bed. Them veneers clean though. Them big ass teeth. No, let me stop. I might have to get me some too. My shit chopped.
Rapper Lil Durk is desperate to get out of jail ahead of his murder for hire case as he stares down a potential life sentence if he's convicted. We have arguments from his defense team for why he should be let out ahead of trial, details from the prosecution on why that is a bad idea, and the ultimate decision from the judge. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. So prosecutors in California say if Durk Banks, known around the world as Lil Durk, is allowed to leave jail ahead of his trial, it will only lead to more trouble. Now Durk is accused.
I don't be like to put that on people's name. I'm sorry, God. I did not mean to say that. Please forgive me.
Of being involved in a murder for hire plot that left a man dead. And by the way, not the man that Lil Durk allegedly wanted to target. So here's how the story goes. After the death of his friend King Von, Lil Durk reportedly put out a hit on Quando Rondo. This is a rival rapper that he allegedly believed was the instigator behind King Von being killed. And prosecutors say that Durk found out Rondo was going to be in Los Angeles back in 2022, so he allegedly organized a hit. That's it, a hit. Organized members of his crew, a rap collective called Only the Family, or OTF, to travel to...
Why the fuck is the dude talking about it? Why he making this shit worse? Like, he's making it super worse for Durk right now. Like, listen to what he's saying, y'all. He's making it so worse. He's using words like hit. He's using words like hit, organized. Bro, they know what they doing when they use certain words, man.
So he allegedly organized
a hit. Organized a hit. Man, she ain't got no soul, man.
A hit. Organized members of his crew, a rap collective called
Organized.
Only the Family.
Listen to the words they use.
To travel to Southern California.
To travel. Organized. What is that? With intent. All that, bro.
And target Rondo. Now the
target. He using words, bro. He using words to emphasize the situation, bro.
Government claims that OTF is a criminal enterprise that is engaged.
See what I'm saying?
Engaged in violence.
Why can't they be a label?
It's murder.
How you know it's just a violence and murder? You don't know if they gave turkeys to the hood. Not saying that they just so innocent, bro. I'm not on nobody's side, bro. But I don't know.
Assault. Investigators believe that Durk's right-hand man, a guy named Kevon Grant, is the one who secured the cars, the hotel rooms, and the guns for this assassination of Rondo. And an indictment accused multiple defendants of following Quando Rondo's black Escalade around Los Angeles. In fact, there are traffic camera photos that show a white Infiniti essentially following the SUV until it pulls into a gas station. And the filing also includes surveillance photos of these alleged suspects appearing to fire guns toward the gas pumps, which, by the way, I've said it before, I'll say it again. How this didn't result in just a mass explosion that could have potentially killed so many more is a miracle in and of itself. Hey, so we want to keep on following this Lil Durk story for you. And with that in mind, I have to thank our sponsor, Upside, because it's with their support that helps me back years in your claim. Use up the side now. But it was his cousins, Quando Rondo. He actually wasn't hurt in the shooting, but it was his cousin, Savia Robinson, who was killed.
Hate YouTube ads? You need this Chrome extension. I feel like I just found a Google cheat code. This Chrome extension.
Now, Durk has entered a not guilty plea to charges of conspiracy and use of interstate facilities to commit murder for hire resulting in death, and use, carry, and discharge of firearms and a machine gun in furtherance of a crime of violence resulting in death. These are federal charges. And we just learned from a newly unsealed warrant that this is not the only murder for hire plot that Durk might be connected to.
Yeah.
During an investigation into the Chicago murder, the shooting death of Stefan Mack outside of a youth center, the FBI discovered that there were several connections between the alleged shooters, Anthony Montgomery Wilson and Preston Powell, and Mr. Banks, Lil Durk. You see, federal agents believe that Durk ordered a hit on Mack as revenge for the death of his older brother, Dante Banks Jr. We actually did an entire sidebar episode on these new details revealed in the search warrant. So if you want more information, definitely tell you, go check it out on our Long Crime YouTube page. But to be clear, Lil Durk has not been charged in connection with that Chicago case, but he does face felony charges in this California case. And these are serious charges, serious accusations. I mean, he could potentially spend the rest of his life in prison if he's convicted at trial. But the first legal hurdle for Durk's legal team, which includes celebrity criminal defense attorney Drew Findling, was the application for bail, the ability to try to get out of jail pending trial. And what Durk offered up as far as conditions and collateral, I'll tell you, very similar to what was offered by another music titan facing federal criminal charges, Sean Diddy Combs. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But first, what exactly...
This shit crazy. This shit crazy, man.
exactly has to be shown for a judge to deny a person bail? Well, California prosecutors laid it out in their motion to deny Durk pretrial release. So one, the nature and circumstances of the offense charged, including whether the offense is a crime of violence. Two, the weight of the evidence against the defendant. Three, the defendant's character, physical and mental condition, family and community ties, past conduct, history relating to drug or alcohol abuse, criminal history. And four, the nature and seriousness of the danger to any person or to the community that would be posed. So really you're looking at danger if he was on the outside, risk of flight, and whether or not this person would actually abide by the conditions of bail. Those are some key categories. And I have to also tell you, prosecutors don't have to prove these kinds of things beyond a reasonable doubt. No, they don't have to prove that he's a danger beyond a reasonable doubt. The standard is much lower. It's you have to prove by clear and convincing evidence. That is a lower standard than beyond a reasonable doubt. So it's not necessarily as high of a burden to show that Durk could be a danger or something like that. Now, I will say the defense has a different perspective. The defense has argued that Durk is a great candidate for bail, and they listed options to make everyone feel more at ease about letting him out. So in this memorandum in support of Durk's request for pretrial release on conditions, it reads, Mr. Banks, a devoted husband, father, and son, as well as an internationally renowned musician and recording artist, should be granted pretrial release on reasonable conditions that include the following. 1, a bond secured, partially or in full, by $2.3 million in equity in 2 homes in Georgia and $1 million in cash tendered by Sony Music. 2, home detention with electronic monitoring. 3, around-the-clock security services ensuring compliance with all conditions imposed by this court. 4, reporting to pretrial services. And 5, additional third-party sureties and guarantors to satisfy a bond amount that the court determines to be reasonable. So not only would Durk put up the money secured by the value of his properties, but his defense team says that Sony Music is also willing to pony up to some money, and there will be guarantors and sureties. There will be security to watch.
He ain't getting out.
And that actually points to the fact
he
that
ain't getting
Durk
out,
has
bro.
some...
He in there. He locked in there. He down for the count, bro. It's over with. You ain't getting out of jail, brother. Hey, only reason I say that, bro, once Sony and shit get involved in these big brand companies and stuff, bro, you're done. You are done. If they let Durk out, kudos to him, man. You're done. I don't know, maybe though they might let him out. Bro, listen though, this is how I really feel, bro. I feel like the whole situation is corny. Because just the whole simple road of being a street dude is just weak as hell to me. Because it's a lot of pride deaths, prideful everything. Just, people killing people because of pride. And it don't serve a purpose to nobody or to nobody under Like, it don't serve no purpose to anybody under us. Like, imagine trying to raise your kid, but you known to be a notorious hitter, or you this crazy gangster. Like, how can you tell your kid to be honorable? How can you tell your kid to be an honorable person when this is who his father is? And just imagine if you kill imagine if your daddy killed my daddy. I want to kill you. That's how that shit work. Just trauma passed down from each other. So really, it's just a lot of grown ass men that don't know how to heal their traumas, bro, and heal themselves from what they been through, and they don't got no consciousness or know how to self reflect. Honestly, you should really, if you on the outside looking in and you ain't no street dude, you should feel pity, bad, terrible. I mean, you pray for the weak, bro, and that's. Like, it don't matter about how much money anybody got. Money don't make you high, bro. You pray for the weak, bro, because that's crazy. Any kids out here, bro, don't go doing all this goofy shit. This street shit, that shit is not for nobody. The streets is for nobody, bro. The streets don't get you nowhere. The streets don't do nothing besides put your mom at risk to die. It's the only person that's gonna have your back and your father. Bro, listen. All this is over pride. All of this, and look, y'all seeing how bad everything is blasted. I'm looking at the source. Y'all seeing how big this is. Oh my God, this and this and this and the third, bro. It's one source, and it's pride. It's a pure evil. It's a pure evil that can go in a whole lot of different avenues, man. It's pride and vengeance, man. Those are two things, bro, you don't never want on your chest. Pride and vengeance, bro. That's not anything that you should be worried about. That's the man upstairs. You give him your vengeance. You give him that. You give him that feeling of, I want to have vengeance, or I want revenge, or whatever. You give that to God. You give your pride to God. Surrender your pride to God. You surrender your pride to God. That's how you become a mature man, and you bring that delicate woman into your life, and then you can nurture that. I said it's like a flower, but anyways, outside of that, bro, stop tweaking, stop doing the goofy shit. This is goofy. Now he gotta sit in jail and try to tap into a consciousness that he could have just been tapping into when he was outside of jail, bro. Listen, bro, questions that when you stop, listen, I'm about to show y'all how to tap into your consciousness. When you ask questions to yourself, like, should apples be red or blue? And that answer in the back of your head without you saying it out loud is, why is apples red? Why is apples are already red? Question that. Well, if apples are already red, why can't they be a different color? That's how you tap into your thoughts. That little thing right there is how you tap into your thoughts, but you put it in a different perspective of you going through something. Why did I react like that to this situation? What caused me to react like that to the situation? Was it worth it? Okay. Why did I feel like it was okay to react today? Okay, I feel like it was okay to react like that. But what triggered me to do that? What have I been through that made me feel like, hey, I can't take this? Bro, y'all gotta understand, bro. It's a lot that you wanna really, it's a lot of stuff in the world that could trigger a lot of things, man. But you gotta know how to really, really, really conquer these triggers, bro. Triggers are what, a 5-second emotional impulse that can cause either life or death, good or bad, or happy or mad. So it's like, bro, you gotta learn how to control that, and it'll be alright. That's for my younger ones. Everybody that's older, bro, you know fucking better. Do the right thing, bro. If you listen, you need to put a belt to your own ass.
Some serious supporters in his corner, by the way. The defense filed an exhibit that showed good work that Durk has done in his community. Durk apparently started this nonprofit organization
called... bro. It don't mean nothing, gang. It don't mean nothing. I don't care how much good you do. I'm not sitting here saying I'm against Durk. I'm not against no man that's African American that's trying to get his pay, bro. But I'm sitting here telling you that shit don't mean nothing, bro. It don't matter. It don't mean nothing. The fact that you did something for the community. So, how many things you did wrong to the community? That's not what they looking at, bro.
The defense attached a presentation that highlighted what the organization has done the past few years, like food drives,
how many homies they shot at
scholarships,
at
fundraising
colleges,
for schools.
Injured in a car accident? Want to see if you qualify for a huge check like this? Don't call insurance. Don't call.
And the defense did something interesting too. They also pointed out that Lil Durk has previously been charged with a felony, and he was released on bond in that case. In 2019, he was charged with aggravated assault and attempted murder in connection with a shooting outside of a popular Atlanta restaurant. He actually returned early from touring to turn himself in, according to his then lawyers. And in that case, the judge granted him a $250,000 bond. And then in 2022, prosecutors filed a motion saying they were declining to prosecute, and the charges were actually dropped. So the defense's memorandum in this California case reads, Mr. Banks, in that prior case, proved to the court, the prosecution, and the community that he could comply with conditions of pretrial release and court orders due to his full compliance with the conditions of release, which originally included a GPS monitor, a curfew, and a prohibition on contact with witnesses. The court gradually expanded and eased the conditions of pretrial release up until the time that the state of Georgia announced their intention to decline to prosecute the matter and asked the court to dismiss the case against Mr. Banks. The best determiner of how an individual will act in the future is how they behaved in the past. And Mr. Banks has shown that he respects the orders of the court and has been an ideal candidate for pretrial release. It's a pretty good argument, right? Now, I will say there are differences, of course, between that Atlanta case and the California case, especially since the older case was in state court while this new case is in federal court. But the argument does make sense. And Durk is saying, I faced charges before, I got bond, I proved I could follow the rules, I should get bond again. The government, as you can imagine, has a different perspective. They say not so fast. Prosecutors filed a brief in support of pretrial detention saying, this murder case presents a straightforward detention analysis. No condition or combination of conditions can ensure defendant Banks' appearance or protect the community, including vital witnesses in this case. Because defendant cannot rebut the presumption of detention merely by offering a small portion of his wealth in a bond package, he must be detained pending his murder trial, where he faces a mandatory life sentence. Defendant has offered millions of dollars to secure pretrial release, claiming that his money and a private security company hired and controlled by defendant will somehow ensure his compliance with the law and his bond conditions. The proposed terms are woefully inadequate to protect the community and vital witnesses from harm and to mitigate defendant's risk of flight.
He not
Indeed,
getting
within
no.
hours of law enforcement arresting his co-conspirators,
no.
defendant was booked on 3 international flights, including at least one destined to a non-extradition country. That is an important point, because you might remember when word got out that Lil Durk was named in connection with this apparent murder-for-hire plot, investigators say he tried to flee the country, or at least that's what the allegation was. There was this affidavit that was filed in support of the indictment, and it read, the FBI received notifications from U.S. Customs and Border Protection showing that Banks had been booked as a passenger on 2 international flights, a one-way flight from Miami to Dubai, United Arab Emirates, connecting through Doha, Qatar, scheduled to depart the evening of October 24, and a one-way flight from Fort Lauderdale to Switzerland, connecting via New Jersey, also scheduled to depart the evening of October 24th. Banks did not board the flight. And also, not only that, the prosecution claims that Lil Durk rapped about Savia Robinson's death in a song. Essentially, the argument would be commercializing his alleged revenge.
Yeah.
And prosecutors, they also point to the allegations out of Chicago, saying they show a pattern of criminal behavior and interference. In fact, we now know that the prosecution filed an exhibit under seal that accuses Durk of putting out more hits on people. Their brief says, even if the allegations in this case weren't enough to detain defendant, they are. A separate federal case in Chicago also underscores why defendant cannot be released pending this trial. As alleged in a recently unsealed search warrant affidavit in the Northern District of Illinois, defendant offers money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder, and more specifically, offering to pay money for any gangster disciple that is killed.
Damn.
Evidence collected in this case also shows
That ain't
defendant has
GDK for
allegedly
real.
placed monetary bounties to solicit other murders,
That
including
nigga
a
GDK.
family member of a witness. Defendant's modus operandi is clear.
I just think
He will
it's
use his
goofy.
power, his
Like this shit, you see what I'm saying? Like all that little shit goofy, bro. Bro, lock this nigga up. Respectfully. This shit goofy, bro. This goofy ass shit. Like to me, because it's like, bro, why is you doing this GDK, all this bitty look, all the GDK, BDK, 5-star, whatever, all that little, bro, that shit dumb, man. That shit dumb, bro. Temporary happiness, man. Bro, it's never everlasting, bro. Even after death, gang. Bro. You gonna be GDK after you die? Come on, man. Come on, man. You too big. You too old for that shit, bro. Respect, like no funny shit. I don't fuck how nobody take you. Too old for that shit, bro. You too old to be walking around this bitch talking about I'm BD, I'm GD, you too old for that shit, man. You grown as hell, bro. Tighten the fuck up, man. Why is y'all old ass niggas talking about doing all this GD, BD, crip shit, blood shit? I'm not dissing nobody, bro. But I'm trying to sit here and be like, bro, why is you? I get the fact that you go through this trauma to where this is what this is, cause this is the trauma you go through. Understandable, bro. And there's no disrespect to nothing that you got going on, bro. It's no disrespect to your set, bro. No disrespect, bro, at all, bro. But at the end of the day, bro, what do that get you, bro? A ticket to what? To hell, my boy. I give you a ticket. That's a ticket to hell, gang. Every time, bro. Every time when you sit here talking that gang shit, then now you gotta go do gang activities, and you gotta go do gang activities because of motherfucking pride, bro. Like that's crazy, bro. You gotta do tough man shit for another man's pride. It's crazy. You think God would sit here and be like, hey son, go catch a buddy because I'm mad at him. Hey son, let's go beef with them niggas on 116th because we mad. They looked at us funny. No, we can't do that. We can't go for that shit because they looking at us funny and they mean mugging us. Sound like a bitch. You know what I mean? Sound like a straight bitch. Respectfully, bro. Listen, bro. You my homie, right? If you was my homie, I'm keeping it in the buck with you. And then, like, you want to stand on me, we gonna fight. It is what it is. I could fight. Bro. Why would you sit here and be doing all the gang banging and all this bullshit when, bro, you gang bang at a Listen, bro, I'm about to tell you something. I feel like anybody that went that gang bang or that do all that shit, they probably the most wisest people here. They got the wisdom because they done been through shit. They got the focus because they understand certain lingos, you know what I mean? So they know how to multitask conversations with another set that they beefing with and know how to cipher, you know what I mean? So they got the focus and they got the drive from being nobodies or whatever, the generals to the big, to, you know, to rank up. They got the drive to rank up. You got all these fucking characteristics about yourself, but you steady put that shit in a gang. That shit dumb as hell on both. And you posting my homie, you dumbass nigga. That's dumb shit, gang. I'm off this fucking video, man. I can't talk about shit like this, bro, because that shit make me mad as fuck, man. This shit goofy as fuck. This shit dumb, man.